copy the anyway. It's open. Push. Who's not back? Oh, okay. Okay, so I just happen to have a Mauritius set here because it's something to work on. What is it you guys want me to answer for you? Garrett, I know you had one, so go ahead and ask it. Okay, so you want to know how you do a pivoting wall, and I'm going to tell you that Vectorworks doesn't do pivoting walls. But here's the trick that I would like to strongly suggest to you. So I'm just trying to turn off some stuff quickly. What you're going to do is you're going to build your wall. And I know you need to build a funky wall, but I'm going to build a really, really quick normal wall because it's quick. Palettes, tool sets. Okay, so I'm going to build a really basic wall over here. Okay, now how do I make it pivot? What you're going to do is you're going to create a class. So double click on here, and you're going to create a class. We're going to call the class Egypt. You're going to create a second class, and we're going to call it, oh, I don't know, Mandicrest. Huh? Or England, whatever. Okay? So I have my wall. I'm going to use my object info to make sure it's on sets. And I'm going to make sure it's on Mandicrest. Oops. Class Mandicrest. And all the things you need to do to the wall that you need to do, you'll do to it, okay? Doors, windows, whatever, okay? Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy the wall. I'm going to paste it. So or Command-C, Command-V, or if you're on a PC, Control-C, Control-V. Okay, I've got a wall here. It's a copy of my wall. It's an exact copy. I'm going to move it over to Egypt. ABCD, Egypt. There we go. Okay, now your wall pivots. So I'm going to spin my wall around. There's my tools. And here's my rotate tool. I'm going to grab the middle of the wall, rotate it. See, I have just rotated it. Now I'm going to put this wall on top of this wall. Now when I want to see it in rotated position number 1, I turn on Mandicrest. When I see it rotated position number 2, I see Egypt. Neat, okay? Now, one of the things you should do as a symbol on your ground plan is if you're doing a rotating wall, you should go from the pivot point of the wall, you should do a circle to the outside, and you should make that circle hollow, which we do on our, where is it? There it is. We do on our attributes. We change the fill to none. And if you're in Vectorworks 2012, you can change the line to a dashed line here. If you're in Vectorworks 2015, I do not know how to do dashed lines yet. I haven't found them. It's not at the same spot, but I will find it. I need to find it for the other show I'm doing right now. Last night I was drafting and going, where the flip is this command? Okay, and the reason you do that on your ground plan is so that everyone knows that when the wall is rotating, this whole area has to be clear. Does that make sense? Okay. And to do a flying piece, draw it in its position where it would be on stage, copy it to another layer called flown out or something, another class called flown out, and go to front view. And now I've flown it out. Okay? So yes, use classes for that. So the trick with that then is make sure you do Egypt and Mandicrest on separate classes so you can turn them on and off separately. Or you could even go so far and do them on separate design layers. It doesn't matter. But you want to have them separate So like on Still Life with Iris, I had a permanent set class, a goods set class, a mom's house set class, a dungeon set class, and a, what am I missing? Nocturno set class, so I could turn stuff on and off. Okay, use your classes. They're a powerful, powerful feature. Okay, next question. Megan.
So my set, all the frames are rotating. For the purpose of Vectorworks, rather than putting them all, trying to figure all that out, could I do the basic structure of my wall, copy it, and then do one with the picture frames and one with Egypt, and then do that class thing? Or do I need to actually map out on Vectorworks how each one's going to rotate?
As long as you've worked out, as long as you do the circles for the amount of room each piece is going to take to rotate. So figure out, because I imagine they're going to be rotating in groups, like a group of, like a 4-foot wide group of pictures, are all attached to each other and they'll rotate. Right. So as long as you do those circles to show here's the space that's rotating, then no, you just need to do the front and the back. So that you do it, copy it, rotate it, now you've got your back look. Okay? But you do, because in Vectorworks, and like I said, in today's world, you typically give your Vectorworks file to the shop that's building it, and they can go around and look at something in 3D. You want to make sure that the back of it is there. Okay? So for you, what I would say you want to do is you want to build all of your picture frames, get them all set up, both sides, but then I would just go into Egypt to put your pictures in. What images in each of those, because I haven't shown you how to color them yet, but eventually you'll have to put the artwork in each individual picture. And so I don't think anyone would be upset at you if when they looked behind Egypt, if they didn't actually see the Mandacrest artwork, as long as they saw the shapes and the picture frames and stuff. Okay, and remember, you never give a set design over to someone without talking to them. You don't just hand them a design and say, here, I'll see you in 6 weeks. You have a conversation where you go, look at this, hey, this is a little weird, hey, I drafted it this way, hope it makes sense. And you always, in the real world, put your cell phone number on your design so that when they don't understand, they can call you and go, what the flip? Okay, I get those text messages from Jeff. I'm looking at the design. Can we talk physics? No. Yes. How does it stand up? Oh, you put legs under it. Where? I'd rather not see them. Wrong answer. Here, here, and here. Okay. That's kind of how Avenue Q went. And this is hanging up here. How does it stay up there? I don't know. Legs. Where do the legs go? I don't know. How many do I need to put in? 6. 5? 6. Here. And then he built it with 5 anyway because Jeff's awesome. Mm-hmm. Okay. Next question. Ask.
First one,
how do you make a raised platform? Okay, go to your view. I generally create a class called platforms. Oh, look, I happen to have one already. Why, I've opened up a file that's already in use, okay, or was in use. Okay, so to create a platform, figure out what size platform you want. What size platform do you want? 4x8. What an excellent answer, because 4x8 platforms are stock sizes. So actually, when I'm drafting, because I'm always worried about budget, I build myself, we happen to own, not that this matters for you, but we happen to own 15 4x8 platforms. If I'm doing a show with a lot of platforms, I will first build 15 4x8 rectangles. Now this is a rectangle, it's not a platform yet. It's on the platform layer, but look, it's still a 2D thing. Okay? I can lay all this stuff out and figure out what I want to look like and say, okay, now I want to make it into a platform. And I'm going to just make a couple more of these so we've got them. All right. And is your platform all at the same height or is it at different heights? Different heights. Let's be fun. Okay. So the outer two ones are going to be at 30 inches tall. It's 2'6". That's a nice standard platform height. Not that you have to be standard. Okay. So I'm going to highlight them and I'm going to extrude them, which is Model Extrude or Command E. Control E for those of you who are on a Mac or on a PC. Extrude. Extrusion. Extrusion is how far from the screen towards my face is this thing going? 30 inches. 30 inches. Okay, and as I now look at this, oh look, I have 30-inch platforms. And my middle one, let's extrude the middle one. That's going to be a little bit lower. That one's going to be 24 inches. Extrude. 24 inches, 2 feet. And then you know what I want? Oh, because this would be so awesome. I want to do a triangular platform. So I just use my polygon tool to create a platform. I'm going to extrude that to 1'6". No, 1'6". Ooh, and I want 2 of those because that would be awesome. There's my mirror. Okay, and then across the front underneath this whole thing, that's 1'6". I need to do a 1 foot platform. I'm used to working on a much, much bigger screen. 4x12. Extrude that. That's going to be 12 inches. And then a 6-inch step in front of that so that we can get onto this thing. -6. Extrude that to 6. Oh, and I should fill this in the back. So we've got something at 4x4 at, that was 30, so 36 inches. Okay, look at this in 3D and say, oh, yep, that's how I want my platform to look like. Now, here's your masterpiece. This is all done. I just built this whole thing out of stock units. Okay, easily out of stock units. I am going to highlight the whole thing. Model, add solids. And you're going to say it doesn't really look that different. But now this is one thing. It's not a group. I've actually added them all together, and I now have one solid platform that I can drag around and do whatever I want with. And I can paint it eventually when I show you how to paint scenery in Vectorworks. And it's a solid piece. Awesome. And I can create really complicated platforms in, what was that, 60 seconds? Okay, so lay out your 2D stuff and then start extruding. And because Vectorworks doesn't care that 2 solid objects can share the same space, that's why I didn't bother to do these triangle pieces on this side. I just did a, sorry, I can't point because you can't see. This as a triangle piece. I just did a whole piece that ran under the whole thing because I was going to add it together. And let the shop figure out if they want to build this as a triangle, if they want to put a 4x4 platform under this, or how they want to do it.
Yeah, what I want to do is have like a living space with a fireplace.
Okay, raised up? So yeah, just draw whatever size it is. If you're using, if it's not rectangles or circles, use your polygon tool. And then extrude it. Okay. And yes, for those of you who are playing around with Vectorworks, I know Austin has played with Vectorworks a lot. There is a draw in 3D command. You can do it in all one step. I personally find, for the way my brain works, working in 2D plan and getting all the platforms laid out the way I want them, and then zapping them into 3D is faster for my mind. But there is a draw in 3D command section, so if any of you find it, you're allowed to use it. I just make too many changes to make that work for me. Okay? Next question.
So say when you texturize that,
Yeah.
just for an example, what if you wanted different blocks or different of those shapes in that platform with different textures?
Then you don't want to add them together.
And so after?
No, then you don't want to add them together. Then you will group them. Group works. Adding it together looks cleaner. But yes, if they're added together, you paint them. The paint treatment goes everywhere.
So I'm thinking like if you make the bookshelf and you do each book.
The trick for that, I will show you the trick for that. You're going to build your bookshelf. You're going to build back. These are really fat bookshelves, okay, and they're also facing downwards, but we'll. And they're, I don't know, 1 foot deep. When you go to build your books, don't build individual books. build a rectangle at book height, extrude it to like 8 inches, and then you can go online and you can find a picture of books, and you can paste the picture of books on this rectangle, and it will be a whole lot of little books. Okay? And yes, they won't have different heights like they would probably have in reality, but for a sketch for a director, it's probably close enough. Okay? Yes, 1 year, one of the students for teasers did a kid's bedroom, and when I looked at his file and zoomed in, he made every book individually, and there was the whole Harry Potter series, the whole Narnia series, and the whole Narnia, Harry Potter, Lord of the Rings. And I actually looked and they were individual books because he was a geek. Which is awesome, not criticizing, but you don't have to do that much work. So yes, do the bookcase and then do the books as just a rectangle block of books. And when I show you how to paint, I will show you how to steal pictures of books from the internet and paint them onto your set. Okay? Next question. Furniture, that's called your resource browser. Window, palettes, resource browser. Okay? In 2012, scroll down to Vectorworks libraries, and it should take you right to the libraries, and then you'll have to go through these. They're probably under objects, and then just look at the different titles, and then you'll just have to look at these and go, oh, that might have what I need. Load it, look at it. If it doesn't, go back. In Vectorworks 2015, it is in this drop-down menu. And it's something like search for or open. I can show you after class if you have 2015 loaded. Okay? But it's under the resource browser, and it's in the video for the resource browser that's online. I did open up 2015 that day. Okay? Other questions? Oh, no more questions. We're done. Did you say about time?
No, I said we're out of time.
We're out of time. Yes, we are.
I would never say about time.